the team to beat. On paper, Sports Radio, The Ticket.
Welcome back. Prater in the ball game on a Friday, and it's a big local weekend in sports, Prater. We have state track, we got state baseball, we got state softball, and joining us right now is a Boise State track and field bona fide legend. Joining us right now, KLAW. He is still, Prater, the 100-meter dash champion in Boise State history. He set that record in '94, still stands today with a magnificent 10-2-1. Kerry, welcome to Idaho Sports Talk. You still have that record, dude.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Yes, no, it's been a while. That just kind of ages me, but it was fun. We had a good run at Boise State with Coach Ed Jacoby, and it's fun. And, records are meant to be broken, but I'm glad it's still sitting there.
Are you really? I mean, is that the thing? I mean, you were still rooting. I mean, if I had that record, and Prater knows this, Kerry, I'd be rooting to keep that record. Part of you wants someone maybe to finally break it. It's good for the program. But at the same time, no, you go to bed every night still as the fastest dude in the history of Boise State track and field.
I love it. Of course, you don't want your records broke, but at the same time, I'm hoping for there's another kid that comes up and goes and challenges that record. It's a pretty fast time. It is a pretty fast time.
We're joined right now by KLAW, former Boise State track and field star, former Boise State football player, part of the Lawyer family legacy. You guys are cranking out athletes all over the place, Kerry. And I want to talk about the 5A and the 4A state track and field championships going on at Eagle High School today and tomorrow. I know that's a big part of you and your family, but let me ask you this question first. We always like to judge here on this show, in case you've never noticed. And I'm trying to decide what kind of track and field town Boise is. When I moved here in 1990, you guys were big time, the track and field scene for the high schools, with everybody at Albertson Stadium, Bronco Stadium, Paul J. Schneider announcing it, 10,000 people in there, big time. NCAA national championships inside the same stadium. It's not the same now. So update me on where you feel Boise sits as a track and field town right now.
Well, okay, so the influx of the population increase, we're getting more athletes into our valley. So the track and field I'm a track and field geek. So the track and field in this town is growing. I don't follow Boise State as much anymore, but I obviously am now following high school track quite a bit with my son and then my other two sons coming up through that. So it is getting better. And then folks like Stacy Dragila that are trying to revive the kind of the indoor training and the year-round training at track and field, that's going to be huge for us in the future.
Speaking of huge, let's talk about this weekend's meet. 5A meet, 4A meet, 4 different meets, boys and girls at Eagle High School. It started this morning. It's going to continue till tomorrow. And let's start talking about your son, Mason Lawyer, Boise High. Ranked number 1 in the state in the 200, number 2 in the state in the 100, number 2 in the state in the 400, and is dominating with his teammates in the 4x4 relay. So let's talk about Mason Lawyer and your connection to him, your emotional attachment to him. You're a father, you're a part-time coach, you're out there as a cheerleader. What does watching Mason run mean to you, and what do you expect from him this weekend?
Oh my God, it's a lot of excitement. I've been super excited to kind of get to this point. We missed all his full sophomore year last year, but he's going to try and pull off doing the triple, doing the 100, 200, and 400, and then the 4x400 relay. The recovery time is the only thing that concerns me, because he's only going to have 30 minutes in between his 400 and 100. And his teammate in the 400, which will be one of the races to watch, actually has run a 48.52. Liam Murray. This kid could go. So Mason and their buddies, they were probably gaming a few hours ago. So it's kind of fun. But I love his competitive fire. And with Mason, it's all about recovery and just trying to stay healthy through this prelims tonight.
Talking with KLAW here, set an all-time school record, 10-2-1 100-meter dash time back in 1994. Now you're coaching, you're parenting, you're big into the local track and field scene. Kerry, in your opinion, because Prater talked about it, you come from a long line of speed in your family. And How much of that, since you've studied this sport for as long as you have, how much is speed, just God-given, just genetic, versus being able to hone your craft? Learn how to run faster, moving your arms differently, or legs, or strides. How much is that? What's the difference there, Kerry?
Well, genes are genes, and I'm not going to deny that. And I come from a gene pool that is track and field, from my dad, my grandfather, my uncle on my mom's side, to my sister, Prater's doctor, who was a heptathlon national champion. So it's in the blood. But like you said earlier, I do coach. There are technique things that can help kids get faster with their technique, their posture. There's a lot of stuff in track and field that it looks like they're just running, but there's so many technical aspects to all of it.
All right, Kerry Lawyer, a lot of great athletes out there at Eagle High School today and tomorrow. A ton of great storylines. I used to love covering this event back in the day. It's such a beautiful event. Talk to me about some of the individual talent. Who are the superstars? Who are the D1 guys and gals that are going to go off and win state championships and maybe compete in college athletics? What are the top storylines or the athletes to follow these next couple of days?
So one of them already ran, and that is Samantha Smith of Boise. She won the 3,200 earlier today and almost set an all classifications record. And she is a ninth grader. She is at North Junior High.
Wow.
And she's also our cross-country state champion. So Sammy and then her teammate, Allie Smith, Allie Bruce, they've been battling all year long, and she's a ninth grader as well. So Boise High has a stockpile of lady athletes. Kaden Holquist in the hurdles. She already got second in the long jump last night. She's the favorite in the 100 and 300 hurdles. And then their relay teams, 4x800, 4x400. They're fantastic. Boise High is the team to beat on the girls' side. Then there's Megan Rose from Capitol. Prater, she is signed with the University of Utah. She is going to be running track for the Utes. So she's a fun young lady to watch. She's ran under 12 seconds in the 100 meters this year. She's going to be in the mix in the 200 meters. There's plenty others I could talk about. You could talk about your pole vault for the ladies. There's Rainey from Capitol and Smith from Boise, and I think her name's Louder from Centennial. I think they're all Stacy Dragila type of athletes that train with her. The pole vault's going to be fun to watch. So those are some of the ones from the girls. But I know we're talking about our 4A, 5A, but over the hill in Emmett, their discus ring, they have the top female and top male discus throwers in the state in all classifications. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see them. We're not going to see them this week, but I'm going to be following them.
Boise State track and field legend Kerry Lawyer on our Fat Guys Fresh Deli hotline. You played 3 years of football on the Blue. I looked your numbers up, Kerry. Check this out, Prater. He ran for 3 touchdowns, he caught for 2 touchdowns, and he took 3 punt returns back to the house. So a very versatile player, man. You must have had a lot of fun on the Blue, Kerry. Can you still get up and go? Like, let's be honest, man. You're a little older now, but if you're racing Mason in a 100-meter dash for, let's say, $500 or something, could you beat your kid?
Absolutely not. I lift these days. The old blue turf has injured me for life, but that's okay. I loved every minute of it.
Hey, Kerry, speaking of the ghost of the old blue turf, and talking to you and looking at some of these athletes that are competing these next couple of days, there's a couple of familiar names out here and a couple of Boise State connections. We're looking at Eli Lawrence, a kid out of Meridian High School, a triple jumper, the son of Boise State Hall of Famer and I believe Olympian Wendell Lawrence, and then Quincy Ellis, a Bora 800 runner. That's Jason Ellis's kid. Jason Ellis was one hell of a basketball player. Talk to me about Eli Lawrence and Quincy Ellis.
Well, yes, JP needs to bring his butt down to the track and watch the 4x400 because it's going to be between Boise High and Bora High School with Quincy Ellis on that. And so they have gone back and forth. They're the 2 top teams in the state, and that is one fun race to watch. Bora beat us in the city championship. We beat them in districts. The end of the meet tomorrow is going to be fantastic.
Did you say, Carrie, that your sister is Mike Prater's doctor? Oh, that poor woman, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. No, the horror stories that woman must have. Thank gosh for patient-client confidentiality, Prater. Oh.
She declined my request to be my general doctor, but she was kind enough to be my shoulder surgeon. So, yes, I spent a year and a half very closely with the good Dr. Tracy Lawyer. And as Carrie said, a Pac-10 champion, I think she played soccer and track and field and heptathlon national championships. Carrie, your family's disgusting.
You know what? I'm very proud of my little sister, and she trumped both my brother David, who was a 3-time Big Sky champion in the 400.
That's right.
Trumped him. She trumped me. She trumped us all. She's a stud.
Big local weekend with state track and field. I mentioned earlier state baseball, state softball. Let's hope it stays dry, Carrie, or gets a little more dry maybe. But have a blast. This has been a fun interview. Way to go,
You know
Carrie.
what? You know what? I will say the one kid that from on the boys' side to watch, and he's worth the price of admission, is Nathan Green of Bora. He's a UW commit. He's got the 8th fastest time in the 1,600 meter race. So he's another one to watch.
Love it. Good list, good names, and we're looking for a 60-foot shot putter too. Is there such a thing exist in Idaho high schools anymore, Carrie?
There is a kid from Rocky Mountain. I believe his name is Gerald Lucas. He's a 58. He's a 58er, so he might be able to get it over there.
I love it.
Track and field. You're pumping me up with this. I want to get out and watch this meet. The great Carrie Lawyer.
I love it.
Yeah, still the champion in Boise State history for the 100-meter dash. That 10-2-1 set in 1994. What great stories. Carrie, appreciate you coming on. Let's do this again.
Oh, yeah, you guys, it's an Olympic year, so let's do it again.
Great stuff. Carrie Lawyer, Mike Prater, Johnny Ball Game here. Prater in the Ball Game. Coming up, JP with the news.